Hello, everyone. This is Fahad from Tea Lovers Journal. Some people call me Ferry. That's my nickname. Tonight, we are going to have a chat with David. And before me starting asking the questions from David, I would like him to introduce himself.
Hello, Ferry. Thank you for inviting me to do this tonight. Where do I start? Well, I suppose at the moment, my connection with the tea industry is that I've spent coming up for 23 years in the tea industry.
That's a long one.
Yeah, 10 years wholesaling, and then working with one of Australia's leading retailers for 8.5 years. Then I've done a number of years in tea education, and a few years ago, a conversation started with colleagues and friends about a frustration that we all had at the time with what was going on in the industry, and that there was nothing really that we could call our own, nothing that we could connect with apart from businesses. And so a small group of us got together and formed, at the time, it was called the Australian Tea Cultural Seminar.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I was the founding director of the Australian Tea Cultural Seminar, which we nicknamed Oztics. The idea originally of Oztics was that we would present once a year a 2-day seminar where people could get together. It was about building community. It was about talking about what was going on within the industry. It was based around industry people, but also tea enthusiasts. And it came together quite well. We were very pleased with it. We did our first seminar in Canberra, being the nation's capital. And very quickly, we realised that what our plan was to do one event once a year, and the members definitely weren't going to accept that, and they wanted much more. So eventually the members have decided that what originally was the Australian Tea Cultural Seminar now trades under the name as the Australian Tea Cultural Society. So we still do the seminar, but the society is the organisation now.
That's great. May I know, David, what is, of course, it's good for me and also the other people watching this video to know about the vision and mission of this Australian Tea Cultural Society, as we can call it.
Okay, so I suppose the overarching mission of Oztics is to bring awareness of tea. We try not to make that too precious, and so the way we look at it, as long as people are enjoying some kind of leaf tea, then we feel that is a positive. And so we're looking to encourage that. We're not looking to compete with any other beverage. We're not looking, as many people say, oh, let's knock coffee off its pedestal. We're not looking to do that. We're just looking for those people who want something different. And in my world, there's a great deal of people that, for whatever reasons, maybe cultural or religious, or, for instance, in my case, health reasons, we don't drink alcohol. And so you look for something else. Well, there's only so many coffees you can have. There's only so many soft drinks you can have.
Exactly.
And
sugar and caffeine.
Yeah, exactly, yes. And so, tea is that thing. So that's the overarching mission, is to provide awareness in Australia. But that's
a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, the second part of it, I would say, is that is to build community, because Australia being such a young country, in colonial days, I mean, obviously our First Nation people have been here for many, many thousands of years. But in our modern society, we're still sort of creating and developing our own cultures. And so we thought it would be nice to consider, if we could produce an Australian tea culture, what would it look like? How would we make it? And where would it come from? Because we all come from many different parts of the world, and we all bring different tea cultures with us. And so if we could somehow blend those together, that would then be if you like, a conduit. The culture could be the conduit to bring cultures together and bring communities together and create that nice community within Australia.
Exactly. That's a great idea, David. If the people wants to be part of this society or a member, how they can do it and what are the benefits of them somehow being the member?
Okay. I think pinpointing a lot of the benefits are quite difficult, because when we do meet up, obviously this year is going to be different, but when we do meet up, there's a great sense of belonging to something when people come to the seminar. People meet other like-minded people. It's like walking into a room suddenly, if we were into sci-fi movies and we walk into a room and everybody's into sci-fi movies, then we'd all be like-minded. It's the same with the tea community, and people walk in and suddenly they're not the only person who has this fascination with this great leaf. And so I suppose that connection is the first thing. You find like-minded people. You then create your connections. In the time that we've been going, in years, we've actually been going 3 years now, but this year's seminar will be the 4th seminar. I've actually seen businesses be formed because of people meeting at these events. I've seen friendships created. I've seen people who have come along who've said, "Oh no, I couldn't be involved in that. I couldn't actually do something," and now they're creating things. They're creating opportunities that Oztics can help them create. I suppose a good way for people to learn about Oztics is visit the website. That's a good place to start. And for those who are not sure, it's AUSTCS, and the website is .org, O-R-G. So it's an easy website. Go to the website, you can see what we're doing. You can look back at our different seminars. We have a great newsletter. Anybody who's into tea, I would definitely recommend to subscribe to the free newsletter. The newsletter is not one of these newsletters that advertises to people. You have a genuinely good story and a good information piece in each one. In the one that was sent out last week, we had a full piece on a gentleman who is a matcha blending specialist in Japan, and he's the 16th generation of his family. I just can't even get my head around that one. It is difficult enough to get your children to follow in your footsteps.
Yes,
16
exactly,
generations. David. Amazing. Wow. So please, subscribe to the newsletter, and then other things are like social things like Instagram, Facebook, those types of things.
I had the chance, David, to be part of one of them. Actually, it was last year, and I enjoyed a lot. And it was great, as you said, to see different people from different background, but get together for one reason, and that's tea. And then sharing the ideas and learn from each other about the benefits of tea. That was great. And as you said, friendship, doing business, whatever you want to do, you learn from that meeting when you get together with those people. So considering the situation now, what will be the plan? What is the upcoming events, David?
Okay, well, this one put the fear of God up me. We were well into the organisation of this year's 2020 seminar. For those who don't know, our members run the organisation. There is a small management team of volunteers. Everybody on the management team are volunteers, including myself. And we give our time throughout the year to arrange the seminar and to organise other parts of the organisation. But the members dictate what happens within the organisation. And one of those things that they vote on and dictate what we do is where the seminar will be. So 2 years ago, they voted for Brisbane this year. So Brisbane was going to be the host location, and everything was in full swing. We had lovely organisation. Our lady up in Brisbane, Kim Cooper of the Steepery, was in full swing organising things. We were going to spend one day out at the Aragai Tea Estate, and the family there, they got behind it. We were then going to spend the second day in Brisbane. We had some fantastic things organised. And then suddenly, bang, COVID happens.
COVID-19.
Amazing. It changes our world. It changes everything and tips it all upside down.
Okay, so we will have some sort of virtual meeting, I believe. Am I right, David?
Exactly. So what we decided is we everything else seemed to be being cancelled. We kept getting notifications about this festival cancelled and this seminar cancelled and this conference cancelled. And so I called an emergency directors meeting, and we decided at that point, yeah, we're not going to do that. Oztix had to step up, and even though it put us out of our comfort zone, we had to do something. So we've actually created something very, very unique. It's an online virtual seminar, and the seminar is created in a way. We are actually charging for tickets, and a lot of people have said, why are you charging for tickets? The reason being is that there's a box. I've actually got the box here. So physically, this box will arrive at people's homes, and inside that box, they will receive little packs of tea, which throughout the day they will actually be brewing in their own home. But the person who is responsible for that tea will be talking to them about the tea. Right. There will be a cup in there, which we commission a cup every year. So this year's cup, we asked our team of judges to come up with something that was fun, a little bit more light, something enjoyable, because the year is horrible enough. We don't need a grim cup. So we wanted something fun, and we hope that we've found that. So they get the cup, they get a program, they get lots of other little goodies in there that our tea friends have donated to go in the box.
Okay, that's great.
This gets physically sent to people. So if people organise themselves an all-day ticket, then they can physically be a part of the day. And the seminar, virtual seminar, will be almost the same. We will have guest speakers. We've got a forum in the afternoon of tea growers. So there's lots going on.
That's great. And David, considering the platform that we have nowadays, is it Zoom? Is it, I don't know, what sort of platform you're using?
Okay, we're using a platform called Click Media, and Click Meeting. Click Meeting, yeah. What we looked for, we've had great fun over the last few weeks conducting our weekly meetings on different platforms, and we've gone from everything from very simple like Zoom or this type of easy use thing, but the security there is not great, and so we found that people, if we weren't securing it, it was a difficult situation, and we went up to the if you like, the Ferrari or the Maserati of these type of meetings, and to be honest, that just it lost us. But Click Meeting fits everything that James, our IT person, required. It gives video, it gives easy access. People don't have to download apps or do anything like that. We will be sending all those who purchase tickets, we'll send them a private link, and they will enter into a private room. And people did ask us, why are you not just doing this for free? At the end of the day, Oztix is it's a charitable organisation. It's a not-for-profit, and the cost of the ticket, if it's the full price, was $99. That includes membership. So membership for the year is $72. The remainder is what pays for everything else, including the courier's delivery price to your home.
The shipment, and yeah, I understand.
Absolutely, yeah. And so, when people say, well, what do you do with the $72? Well, if an organisation is being run correctly, you need things like insurance. Exactly. You need to be paying things like your auditor to check that the books are being done correctly. Yeah. You have to give your figures. We're registered by the ACNC, which is the Australian Commission for Not-for-Profit and Charitable Organisations. We have to put our figures into them. We can't just go and find a local person just to do it. It has to be a registered auditor. So the auditor does that. That's a cost. We have postage and package. We have a post office box. And no, it's not a great deal, but all these things over a year add up. And so that's what the $72 for membership actually covers.
That's great. As my last question, Sama, I would like to know what would be, briefly, David, if you can give us idea about the agenda for the upcoming meeting, what we are going to do in that virtual meeting.
Okay, so we start the day off with a guest speaker from Canada, Shabnam Weber she's the president of the Canadian Tea and Herbal Infusion Association, and Shabnam is going to be giving us a good guest speech on a lot of connections to different things in her life. Many of your viewers will know that recently we experienced the International Tea Day, which was registered and acknowledged by the United Nations. Shabnam was part of the very small team that arranged that. She was actually part of that, putting the proposal to the United Nations. It will be interesting talking to Shabnam as well, because people can actually ask her questions on the day, because Canada is so much like Australia, and they have an amazing tea community over there, and so it will be nice to have that understanding of how their organisation works, how their community works. After that, we'll have various points. So after each guest speaker, there is always this thing called Welcome by Tea, and that's where the cups and the tea comes in. Normally, people will actually sit at a table and brew tea for you. This year, you actually have to brew your own tea, but we provide you with brewing instructions, which are provided to us by the tea business that has given us the tea. And we don't tell them what tea. We ask them just to consider sending a tea. And so in your box, you get a little bag of tea. It'll tell you, OK, now go and brew that. And then when you come back, there'll be the person who comes from that tea business. They'll talk about why they've chosen that tea. We've got Vicky from the Australian Ceramics Association. She's going to talk about the importance of ceramics and tea. One of the big things that Oztix believes in is that if we are going to produce a tea culture, it's not just about tea. It's about pottery. It's about music. It's about art. It's about writing. It's all these things. And when I travel around the world, this is what I see. And so, we have made great connections with the Ceramics Association. And so for 3 years now, we've commissioned a individual cup, which is made purely for Oztix. It's becoming quite a collectible item around the world. In the afternoon, we've got a gentleman called George. George is going to be talking about the difficulties of tea in a hospitality environment. Okay. Why is it? Why is it we can go to a coffee shop and the barista knows everything about the coffee, all about the bean, and we stand there and we wait for all the noises coming out the machine, and we're quite willing to stand there and wait. But if it comes to tea, apparently we're not willing to wait. But he's going to talk about why those are problems and what can the tea community do to try and get these things going. And then the final thing in the afternoon is a forum. We have a forum where 3 tea growers are going to come on I suppose like a little bit like Q&A on the ABC.
Okay. The people can ask questions, yeah.
So Adeline, one of the directors, will be asking questions, and we'll be hosting the event, and so that will be a forum. And again, people will with all these guest speakers, there will be opportunities to ask questions, and then we'll finish off again with some tea, a quick thank you, and then we do have a short break, and then we will invite then all our members to come back online later on for our annual general meeting.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, David. Before finishing our chat somehow, do you have anything else, David, to add? Anything missing out of what you explained?
Oh, out of what I've explained? I would just say to people, don't think of Oztix as being a specialist type situation. We're part of your community. If you're in Australia and you enjoy tea, don't feel that this isn't the organisation for you. We are completely an open book, and we have people from all different backgrounds with all different knowledge. It's not about the tea industry. This is about the tea industry and the enthusiasts. It's important that those people all come together, because the community is made up of many different groups of people. So please get in touch with us, connect with us on social media, connect with us and learn out through our newsletter. And hey, at the end of the day, please send me an email. Ask me the questions you want to know answered.
Thank you so much, David. What I do, I will provide those details on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media we are going to upload this video. Thanks for your time, David. Looking forward to catch up with you guys in the virtual meeting.
Ferry, it's wonderful. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And yes, I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks on the virtual seminar.
Thank you so much. Stay safe and take care.
Yeah, stay safe. Bye.